Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Well, it's meatloaf time again. But this meatloaf is gonna go over the top. Just watch and see. Trust me. Now I warn you folks, be ready for this. This is gonna be a stuffed, wrapped meatloaf. So we're gonna keep the meatloaf pretty simple. Here is almost 2 pounds of hay-fed lean ground beef, 2 cups of breadcrumbs, an onion, and some ketchup. This isn't everyday ketchup. This is Heinz ketchup mixed with my kick-ass ketchup. It's close. It's like a cross between ketchup and barbecue sauce. 2 eggs. Did I lose a shell? No, okay. Alrighty. 3 finger pinch of salt, some cracked black pepper, lots of it. This is 2 pounds of meat. And of course, granulated garlic. You do you for your seasonings, okay? Maybe a little bit more garlic there. All right. Now, first, oh, it's still frozen in the center. Dang. Well, I'm just going to have to let that thaw a little bit longer, but we'll be back. While we're waiting for the rest of our meat to thaw, we're going to make our bacon weave. Now, whether this becomes a wrap or a top totally depends on how well this bacon is. And being as it was on sale, doubt that it's worth very much. But let's just see what we can do here. Yeah, this is probably going to be a lid. We'll see. Let's do it this way. Because we want to make a fairly long loaf, right? God, the water in the bacon. That's seriously, folks. If you can afford it, get good butcher bacon, because this is just garbage. This is just garbage. Look at this, Howie. It's garbage. Look at this, just bits of fat, bits of meat held together by fat. Well, we got to do something to hold it all together. So let's just try and make this weave, and then what I'll do is I'll put it in the fridge and hope that it firms up. Nastiness. But you know what? You make do with what you got. You know what I mean? So let's see if we can. You need to go over and then under. Piece it together as best you can, folks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of smush this all together, and then I'm going to take the edge of my mat and I'm just going to roll this up, and I'm going to put this in the fridge to firm until our meatloaf is ready. Okay, so I just put this piece on the in a bowl on the wood stove. Let's get this meatloaf rolling. Rolling. Keep the doggies rolling. Man, my hands are swollen. Rawhide. Okay, oops. All right. Oh, it's all. I see. One thing I love about meatloaf is it already smells good. Now, unfortunately, I don't think our wrap is going to work, but I'm pretty sure the stuffing will. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to get our meatloaf, or most of it, pressed into this pan. I've got it lined with parchment, just in case I can take it out, but I doubt it. I was going to take it out and roll it, but that's not going to work, is it? Now we want to press this up the sides of the pan. Okay. If you can't do this, then get yourself a water bottle or something. And get yourself a water bottle or something. And just press it down inside your meatloaf. But make sure you save enough for the lid. You want your, you want this to be nice and meaty on the bottom and on the sides. Right? You don't want to overfill it, but when you see what I'm filling it with, you just might change your mind. What I have here is broccoli and frozen broccoli and peppers whipped up in the blender to like a coarse meal. Now, oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? We're going to be making our home canned smashed carrots and potatoes. Just canned carrots and potatoes. We're draining them, patting them dry, covering them with oil, and smashing them onto a tray. It's nice when you can do your vegetables at the same time as you do your meat, and that way you're not wasting energy in the oven, correct? Your standard everyday meatloaf. This is a Sunday meal meatloaf, and it looks like we're going to have 3 meals of this. Just wrap this cheese back up. And now we're just going to start mixing these vegetables and this cheese together. Garlic powder, of course. We don't need salt because of the cheese, but pepper would always be good, eh dear? We have onions in the meatloaf. I'm just going to, I've got some breadcrumbs. I keep partially finished loaves in the freezer. I'm just going to throw, I don't know, maybe a half a cup of breadcrumbs in here, just to kind of absorb, well, we won't take that piece, kind of absorb the, there you go, Gracie. Not a lot, you know, maybe a half a cup, just to kind of help absorb the water from the vegetables. All right, let's make magic. I think I made too much. Maybe not. Maybe we can compress this down in here. It is a loaf, right? A bit more here, and you know what I'm going to do with the rest? I'm going to mix it right into the meatloaf. The rest of the meatloaf for the lid. Waste not, want not. I'm going to make patties, so to speak, and just lay them on the top. I know, it's fancy. And it's just meatloaf. But if you've seen the prices of meat that we've been paying, you can fancy up anything, can't you? And Papa loves meatloaf. And anything with cheese and garlic and stuff. It's stunningly beautiful. Look at that. All right. No, it's not going to work, guys. Came close. But oh my goodness. I wanted to wrap the meatloaf, but you know, guys, now, just to make sure, I'm going to go down into the meatloaf, just to make sure this juice gets down in there. Okay, it's ugly, but it'll do. Onto a cookie sheet that goes. Into a 350-degree oven for a good solid hour. Okay, here's our canned carrots and potatoes. I've drained them and then patted them dry, and we're just going to drizzle a wee tiny bit of basil oil, a little bit of garlic powder, okay, a little bit more than maybe some people would like, cracked black pepper. If my flavors always seem the same to you folks, it's because this is the way we like our food. Simple and hearty and flavorful. And, of course, some of our Italian herbs. And that's going in the oven for the last 20 minutes of our meatloaf. This has got to be done because I cannot stand the smell one more minute. Nicely roasted. My goodness. I was smart to put it on a cookie sheet, guys. It was just too much for that to hold. Now, I am not going to try and take this out of the pan. I'm going to cut this in half. And again. So there is 4 meals. But tonight is this one. Because I want to show you how it looks inside. If I can get it out. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. It's literally meatloaf, but it's falling apart in its own cheese and broccoli vegetable filling. Yum! Okay, this is what you've been smelling. This is vegetable and cheese.
Get here now.
Stuffed meatloaf with bacon topping. Gracie!
Hey! Get.
My goodness, you're getting bold. Oh, wait, try the meatloaf first.
I'm trying to get a piece of it. It disappeared on me.
Watch it, it's hot. Gracie.
Oh, that's very nice.
You taste the cheese and the broccoli and the bacon and well, there's at least 2 more meals worth of that for the freezer. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying yes, it's going into 4 meals. But just because it's meatloaf doesn't mean it can't be spectacular. Mwah!